please welcome to the stage. If you are sitting on this side, do not stress, because me and Zayn are gonna swap chairs halfway through. So you all get a chance to look at him. So how today's gonna work is I'm about to read out some of your questions. If you hear your name, feel free to give me a holler. And we're gonna start with Katie, who asks, what inspires you to write?
Life experiences, memories, emotions, things that you felt. That's it.
Do you, when things are happening in real time, are you like a notebook man? Are you a voice memo man? How do you work?
Since I've been about 12, I've always written lyrics on my phone. I like to keep them on my phone. I like to use the texting kind of vibe. I feel like once you write it down, sometimes, just even the act of using the pen slows it down a bit too much. And then if your handwriting's terrible, you can't really read it back afterwards, you know?
It's the best lyric ever and you're not even sure what it says.
Man, what does that say?
How often do you then go back into your notes and kind of look through what you've written?
Quite often, yeah. I'll start something, one day, leave it for a bit, and then come back to it, 2-3 days later, and it seems to work better that way.
Do you ever get that, sad girl poetry thing where you're like, oh, I was in my feelings that
Oh,
day?
yeah, definitely, yeah. I must have been feeling a bit sad today. Yeah, for sure.
The next question comes from Laura, and Laura would like to know, why did you choose a snow leopard to represent the album?
So the snow leopard is indigenous to South Asia, which is where my family ancestry comes from. And I just like the animal too. It's quite an ambiguous animal. You don't see it unless it's it's got a reason to be there. And I related with that myself. I'm quite ambiguous too.
Intentful though, intentfully ambiguous.
Oh yeah, intentionally, yeah, for sure, yeah.
What about this from Sephi? Sephi wants to know. And there she is. She would love to know what inspired you to name the album what you did.
Connor Cole is basically the technique that I'm using on a lot of the songs that have the Indian inspiration, the Pakistani inspiration. So yeah, that's why I named it that. Yeah, it just was very fitting.
Was that a technique you knew already, or is it something you had to learn?
Yeah, it's something that I've always heard, like in Indian music, Pakistani music, they use it quite a bit. So I was quite familiar with it. I've practiced it a little bit myself, dabbled, but I've never put on a song before. So it was something new in that sense.
In terms of singing that way, is it like using your vocal cords differently, or?
Yeah, kind of. It's more of a rhythmic sound. So you're trying to make like a drum sound with your voice rather than elongated. I don't mean to get too technical, but there's like staccato and legato. Basically, legato notes are like held out. Staccato is like more rhythm, and this is way more on the staccato side, so it's like a drum sound with the voice, yeah.
So with them songs, were you almost learning the melody before you had the lyrics, or was it the other way
Yeah,
around?
we built the tracks like that, so we didn't get any instruments on there until I went in the booth. So usually how it works is you'll have like some sort of instrument, piano, guitar, whatever, and then you work off the top of that. But we worked in reverse this time, so it was like built around my voice first, and then we added the instruments after.
I suppose your voice is the main instrument in that way. Let's switch up the vibe for a second, because Rabia would like to know. What is your top 3 letterbox movies?
Top 3 what?
Movies, top 3 letterbox movies. Who would you rate the highest?
Top 3 movies of all time?
Of all time.
Probably Goodfellas, right at the top. Second, probably Scarface. And then third, probably Godfather.
Is there a character in any of the movies that you'd quite like to be?
To play them in a film?
Yeah.
Or be them in real life?
Either or.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be any of them
No, they
in
all
real life.
have horrible endings.
I would have liked to play the Al Pacino role, Scarface in Scarface. Seemed like it was a great acting opportunity to show some good acting. Yeah.
Got to hang out with Michelle Pfeiffer.
You what? Sorry.
Got to hang out with Michelle Pfeiffer as well.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think I'd do it justice. You know, Al Pacino's a G, but I would have liked to have done that role for sure. Yeah.
I can see it. Let's go to Grace next. And Grace would like to know, you're about to go on tour.
Yeah.
What is your favourite song to sing?
Off this tour set list, I'd say my favourite song is probably It's You. Tonight off of the new record.
And you said off the set list. Does that mean it is confirmed? It's done?
Yeah, the set list is confirmed.
If people are going, actually, out of interest, who's going to tour? Nice. Is there any sneak peeks of what people can expect? Is it going to be stripped back? Is it going to be all singing, all dancing? I can't remember.
Yeah, not much dancing, unfortunately. It's not really my thing. I'm going to be doing a lot of singing.
Good.
Yeah, because that's kind of my job.
Solid start.
Yeah, I like to sing. And yeah, there's going to be a lot more songs off of Connor Cole. And some of the songs that we've done before too, yeah.
Have you sang all the songs from the Chronicle live now?
Not all of them, no, yeah. We've rehearsed them a bit, but I haven't sung a lot of songs like to an audience yet, no.
How different is it from performing it in a rehearsals to then going in front of people and singing?
It's very different. That's always like a weird time for me. I vibe off the audience and the people there and feel their energy, so singing in a room when there's no one there, it's a bit different, yeah.
Do you, I suppose, learn more about the song from hearing it sung back to you?
Yeah, definitely, and it's obviously like the main thing is that the audience is enjoying themselves, so it's good to know what, you know, they're vibing with so that you can, you know, go with that energy. Yeah.
And so like if you're on stage, blinding lights in your face, right, and you've got so much adrenaline going through your body, how do you know the crowd's having a good time? Is it like screaming? Is it like an energy? What is it?
Yeah, so for me, I don't wear in-ears on stage.
Oh!
No, I don't wear them. I work off wedges like this, old school. So I can hear the audience the whole time. I can hear if somebody says something at the back or whatever. And that way I get into it more. I feel like I'm there with the people, you know, I'm present and enjoying the same thing they're enjoying.
Is that something you've consciously always done?
Yeah, I don't like anything in my ear. I kind of feel like I'm underwater with the plug in my ear, so if anyone ever see me in the band, I always used to take one out and like fiddle with it a lot, and it's just because it was bugging me. I don't like the feeling of anything in there. Yeah.
It's almost a distraction.
Kind of, yeah, but the sound is weird. It feels like you're underwater, so all I can hear is like my own voice, and I can't really hear the people in the audience. Yeah.
And I suppose in a live venue, that's the whole point.
That's the whole fun of it. Yeah. So yeah, I like to just work off the wedges.
Okay, let's do one more before we swap seats. Let's go to Layla's question, which is, what inspired this album? Big question.
There's lots of different inspiration for this record, life, you know, in general, but also the, you know, the development of me wanting to inject more of my culture into my music. Yeah, just show that to people.
Was that something you've wanted to do for a while?
Yeah, it's always kind of been in there a little bit, like an odd ad-lib here and there, that, you know, has the Indian kind of influence and, you know, feel to it, but never, you know, like building the whole track around that, so we've definitely led into it a lot more on this one than before.
Did it feel nerve-wracking? I suppose as someone who's quite private, but then putting more of you into the music.
Not really. It kind of felt freeing, to be honest. Yeah. There wasn't much space for that in the band, you know. So it's nice to be able to express myself, you know, creatively in that way. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're making music for yourself?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Let's do a little pause to swap chairs. Please. Alina wants to know, do you get nervous before performances?
Yeah, I do a little bit, but more so than nervous now, it's more like exciting feeling, yeah. Used to get really nervous a few years ago. I kind of let go of it a little bit in recent times. I'm just trying to enjoy myself, have fun. We're all humans, we make mistakes, not everything has to be perfect, so I just go out there and give my best now, yeah, enjoy it more.
I know it's a big question to ask and maybe it's not got a simple answer, but I imagine a lot of people in this room get nervous all the time, lots of different things.
Yeah.
What helps you then ground yourself again?
The nerves, I feel are a necessity because it shows that you care. And if you overcome it, that feeling afterwards, there's nothing like it. Like, oh, you were nervous, but you still did it. It's a real big feeling of accomplishment. It feels good. Yeah.
It's almost like, in spite of these nerves, look what I've still managed to do.
I still did it, yeah. And you feel good about that. So I always like to get to that place where I'm looking back and like, yeah, that was good. I got through it and it was fun.
Do you find yourself reflecting more?
Reflecting more just in general? Yeah, I think it's like an aging thing, right? As you get older, you become more mature, you look back, reminisce a bit more, you know? So yeah, I think so, yeah.
Do you think you learn from reflecting, or is it more just of an escapism?
Hopefully, yeah, if you're a good person, yeah, you should learn from it, yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a necessity, I think, to look back at certain things and, you know, evaluate it with different eyes.
I like this question from Nargis. They would like to know, did you have any other album names in mind, or do you think of the album name first?
Originally, this record I was doing coinciding Room Under the Stairs, and it was going to be called Fuchsia City, named after one of the songs on the last record, and I had it there as like an Easter egg, like, you know, like an ode to the next record. But then obviously the more we started working on Chronicle, that name seemed to fit better for me because there was more of the South Asian influences in there.
When you said Easter egg there, is that something you do regularly?
I like to do that, yeah, be a bit sneaky about it, yeah, like put the title there in people's face without them even noticing that that was going to be the album name.
You haven't got to tell us, but have you done any Easter eggs that people haven't clocked yet?
That's kind of defeats the object, so I can't tell you that.
You could tell me, but then you'd have to Scarface style kill me.
Exactly.
Let's go to Medea. Medea wants to know, what can you tell us about how you're feeling about the tour?
I'm dead excited. I don't know where you are. Yeah, just excited. I'm really proud of this record. I feel like there's some cool music on it, so I'm looking forward to just like, you know, representing it and engaging with the audience. Yeah. Is
there any way you hype yourself up before a show or chill yourself out after?
Just like to listen to music a little bit before I go on, and yeah, just get my head in the space that I'm going to go out on stage. There's no specific rituals, and afterwards the adrenaline's always pumping, so I like to take a bit of time to just unwind, relax, chill, and yeah, just get ready for the next show.
Do you have like a pre-show playlist, or can it completely change?
It can change and vary. There's some songs that stay on there, and there's some songs that like I might listen to once and then, you know, change it out. Yeah.
Next up, we've got a question from Emma, and apart from here, obviously, what is your favourite venue you've ever been in?
My favourite venue? Well, of course, I'm in England, so it has to be the O2, right? But yeah, like aside from England, probably, I remember we performed in Brazil. Quite intense over there, so I enjoyed that. Mexico was always quite crazy too. And Australia as well.
Is there a difference difference in vibe from crowd to crowd, or is there like a staple Zayn fan?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference in the crowds. Yeah, depending on where you are. Yeah, some people get real wild, you know, and some people are, you know, some places are a bit more tame. I remember we went to Japan the first time, and the audience was like super quiet until the end of the song, and then they would like clap and cheer right at the end. So it's a bit different, you know, as opposed to just being screaming the whole way through the song. Yeah.
And I suppose that's kind of a beautiful thing about your job, right? Is you're travelling the world and you're learning about so many cultures.
Different cultures, different places. Yeah, they have different things that they like to do for sure.
But for you, being from the UK, obviously the O2, you're about to perform there again.
Yeah.
When you were like growing up, was that a place you were like, oh shit, it's the O2? Or
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because it was the Millennium Dome first, right? So I remember seeing that when it was like unveiled in 2000, seeing it on TV, and I never thought I'd actually be there, go there, see it even in real life. I'd never left Bradford at that point in my life, so to be able to perform there and sell it out, and you know, it's me singing on the stage, it's a big achievement, yeah.
So, is the first time you're going to be like, you went to the O2, is performing?
Yeah.
That's a flex.
Yeah.
That is a flex.
Yeah.
I love that. Sienna would like to know, is there any other artists that inspired this album?
I wouldn't say any direct artists have inspired this record. There's plenty of, you know, artists that have inspired me in my life, but none directly correlated to this record, no.
What about in general? Where, like, is there any kind of movies or books and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm always like reading different things, watching different things, but it's hard for me to make the correlation, like a direct line of like this came from this and this is why I was influenced by it. Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, artists I've looked up to in my life. I try to like embody things I like about them. But yeah, never made a direct correlation and be like, oh, I'm going to take this and put it in my record. Yeah.
Well, I suppose you're consciously trying to create your own sound.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
You're doing quite a good job of it. There's a whole album to prove it. Let's go to.
Body 2.
Let's go to Myra. Myra would like to know, how has your South Asian heritage impacted this album?
Yeah, the clues in the title. The song's called the record's called Conical, so yeah, it's directly, you know, correlated to my culture in that way, and yeah, just the sounds and influences that are on this have definitely come from like Bollywood music that I've listened to. So yeah.
Ellie would like to know, which I think is a lovely question, what is the best thing about getting to create your own music?
Creative freedom. You know, to be able to like really express myself in whatever way that I feel like doing. It doesn't have to fit into, you know, a certain genre. It can be fluid and open in that sense. Yeah.
Do you ever make music just for you, like that you don't want to put out?
I do that a lot. Yeah. I like to dabble with the rap a little bit. So I've got a lot of raps that I've never put out. So yeah, I do a bit of that, and there's songs that don't make it onto the record, you know, that I'll kind of keep and then maybe, you know, revisit later on.
Subtle hints from the audience.
That's it, so very subtle.
This is a perfect question. Katie would like to know, are there any songs on the album that almost didn't make it on?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Want to expand?
Do I have to?
No, you don't have to, nothing.
Side Effects wasn't going to be yeah, but then I just decided like it was on the nail, you know, that it was pretty close to home. So them sort of songs seem to do the best. You get the best like, you know, interaction with your fan base when they feel like it's coming from a genuine place. Yeah.
And especially when you feel like it's right, you know what I mean? If it feels like for you.
It's honest, yeah. It seems to relate better to people when it's honest, yeah.
Kian would like to know, what is one lesson you've learned about yourself while writing this album?
I don't know if there's a specific lesson I learned. I feel like I'm just getting better at writing and making music that's more just me, you know? So yeah, I've felt like I've embodied what Zayn is at this point, you know?
There's just a question that says, what's the best movie you've watched recently?
Best movie I watched recently? I watched the new Mortal Kombat, actually. I was a fan.
What's
You were?
Mortal Kombat 2? But I didn't even know there was a 1.
Yeah, there was a one. Yeah, the one was pretty good. This one was better, I thought. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm into the sci-fi shit. Yeah.
What kind of... Is it like spacey? Or is
Kind of. It's not real, you know, fantasy. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit going on, you know, people flying through the air, kicking each other and stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
Pretty standard. What is your favourite memory from making the album?
Favourite memory of making the album was just being in the studio. I really like the studio. It's like my safe space. I enjoy being there. So yeah, just being in the studio and enjoying writing it. Yeah.
What are your like studio snacks?
Basic shit. Just like Doritos, Frutella, Snickers, Twix, snack food, junk food.
Literally everything you've just mentioned, I thought that would wreck your voice. That would wreck your voice.
Probably, yeah, but I don't seem to have an issue with eating chocolate and stuff. I'm alright, yeah.
Really? That's a gift in itself.
It's all good.
Let's do 2 more. Let's do, how do you know when the album's finished?
When you feel like you've said what you've got to say, you know? I'm not really the type of person that likes to speak unnecessarily and speak too much. I don't know if you're aware. But yeah, I feel like once you've got everything that you need to get in there and you feel like you've got to that place, you can feel it, like you've got a solid body of work, yeah.
And then the final question is, what is your favourite thing about being back in the UK?
Well, of course, it's all you love the people, right? And then, yeah, close second, the food. Like, my mum's cooking. I love my mum's food.
What's like the speciality dish? What's the thing you request?
That my mum makes? Samosas.
Like lamb, vegetables?
All of it, whatever you need. Chicken, mincemeat, lamb, mincemeat, yeah, all different shit.
What about takeaways? What takeaways do you miss?
There's this place in Leeds called Prashad, and I get samosa chat from there every time I'm back, so yeah.
Samosa Central, I love it.
Yeah, I love the
Wow.
samosa.
Thank you very much, Zayn.
Thank you.
And I'm sure everyone here will see you on tour.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, see you guys there. Thanks for coming out today, big love, get home safe, take care, all that good stuff. Make sure you drink some water. Is that for me? Thank you. Alright, take care, yeah. Good luck.